many pages do you think are in a Leaving Cert Economics question booklet? Correct answer is 40. So when you sit your economics mock over the coming days or weeks, you're going to get handed this 40-page booklet that you've got to navigate your way through. And it's so important that when you're making your question choice for the long questions in economics, that your concentration is at its absolute maximum. And I say that because of the structure of the questions and the fact that topics get blended together. Like if you take question 12 from last year's Leaving Cert as an example, right, in that question there was an A, 1, 2, 3, B, 1, 2, 3, and C, 1, 2, 3. And A, parts 1 and 3 were about tax, but part 2 was about the hidden economy. Part B was all about inflation. And then C, parts 1 and 2 were about market failure, but part 3 was about consumer theory. So you're probably touching on 5 topics there. And when you're repeatedly dealing with questions of that nature, you can easily end up missing out question parts or getting to part C of a question and you end up dealing with something that you didn't realize was part of this question and you're into some whole mess that you can't undo. So it would be nice to sit there at the start of that exam and take a full 15 minutes to calmly go through the 40 pages and pick out your questions. But for most of us, at the start of an exam, we have some nervous energy about us, and we want to put that energy to use. We want to do something. So what I'd advise you do is get my paper, I'd pick my short questions, and I'd only scan the long questions at that stage. Then I'd come back and I'd actually do my short questions, starting with the ones I like the most, get your confidence up, answers will flow to you a bit better then. Then I do anything involving a calculation, because you can get down a bit of a rabbit hole with that, so stuff to do with elasticity, the multiplier, percentage change, anything like that. And then I do the other short questions, to do 8 out of 10 there. And between those activities of scanning and planning, and then actually doing the short questions, it'll take 40 minutes for all of that. And then once you've actually done those short questions and that nervous energy is dissipated a little bit, I take a proper 5 minutes then and actually plan my attack properly for the 4 out of 6 long questions. And take 25 minutes each to do them, but just make sure when you're planning them, you're fully familiar with absolutely everything that's involved in each question part. And that leaves you a few minutes at the end to review the paper and reflect.